Join me in these power taps and let's awaken your dreams.
We all have our own unique story. We're all very similar in the fact that we all desire to feel love, and we all have slightly different versions of the story based on our upbringing. So just a little background about me and my journey with EFT. I discovered it about 10 years ago, and it was one of those things that just rapidly shifted my life. And many of the students that have worked with me also say the same thing, it's just amazing how quick you evolve with it. And I was really looking and searching a lot because I had a lot of uncomfortable stuff trickling into my experience. I had, sexual abuse from early age. I also had somewhat abandonment, fear of rejection stuff going on with my dad as a child. And as a result, I attracted different types of situations and circumstances and different types of relationships. And one of my patterns that I had in relationships was the men were never fully available. And it didn't matter how many men I would jump from, that I would always attract men that were not fully available. I would attract men that had girlfriends and wives, and they wouldn't tell me until later. But I kept attracting that same type of awkward thing. And then I discovered tapping, and along with the tapping process, I was able to heal a lot of stuff in my own life. Specifically, the big one was around the sexual abuse, because I had a lot of fear around older men and their intentions, and I had a lot of PTSD, waking up in the middle of the night, smashing the window above my bed, trying to break free, thinking someone's breaking in. And one of the things that I experienced when I did tapping on my love and relationships was I started to realize the reason why I was attracting these types of men into my life. And it was because I had an underlying belief that I wasn't worthy, and that it just didn't exist, and that I would have to prove myself. And I just had so many repeat of that. And then when I started to do the work, my love life started to change, and I started to realize a lot of amazing gems along the way, some which I'll share with you tonight. And one of them was really, which I was actually speaking to my girlfriend in the car on the way, was about just really being authentic with what you want. We hide so much, or we pretend so much, or we're afraid of fully being seen. Therefore, we're not fully truthful about what we really desire, just in case it freaks them out. And that we play these games with them, and then they play these games with us. And it's just no one's really getting what they want, because no one's really being truly authentic. And when you start to be truly authentic, then you're really seen, and all of your uncomfortabilities and your nervousness and awkwardness starts to come out. But if you give yourself permission to feel that, and you just accept, hey, I'm a bit awkward now, then you create space for someone in your life who can also meet you in that authentic place as well. Because if you're not that, then you don't invite it out in anyone else either. And so that started to shift my relationships. And I started to attract people that were more I'm here with you, And about 6 years ago, I met my partner, who I'm now with at the moment. And I was just this is who I am, this is what I want, and this is how I want to move forward. And I was just really brutally honest, because I was so done with all of that stuff. And it called him forth as well to be that too. And so now we're in a relationship, and the relationship offers its own dynamics of growth and evolution as well. It's not the Hollywood films, right? Where it's oh, I found the one, and now, we're going to live happily ever after. We're continually learning and evolving together by rubbing each other in ways that we might call the wrong way. But with that rubbing, if you can continue to meet them there with your authenticity and your love, then you evolve through it together, and you continue to grow and continue to up level, versus saying, oh, I don't really like what they're doing, therefore I'm leaving. It's actually, no, the relationship is a tool for my evolution. And if I can find someone that also wants to evolve, then when something comes up, we're just like, okay, let's look at it together. And then the piece that really makes it grow is you start to learn that you don't control them, and that what they do and who they are is up to them. And then you get to be who you are as well, right? Because like no one likes being told what to do. So I don't like being told what to do from my partner, and my partner doesn't like being told what to do either. But so often in relationship, we're like, no, you're not doing that. You're not allowed to do that, and that's wrong. And then we get all contracted and we try to control them, or we try to say that they're doing something that's inappropriate. But in truth, they're just expressing their self uniquely, and not everyone is the same. And so evolving in a deeper relationship, that's like the next lesson of like, how can I accept you fully for who you are so that we can be ourselves uniquely and stand as pillars together, rather than having all of this codependency that can happen when you're trying to control each other. Because if they do something for you, then it's pretty much guaranteed that you owe them something, right? But when it's like, I allow you to be your sovereign self, therefore you get to be your sovereign self, right? So that's a little bit about my journey with relationships, and I know that it will continue to evolve as I continue to evolve. And so I'm happy to share this topic with you all today, because it's a really deep part of my experience and my journey and how I evolve in my life. So who here is new to tapping? Hands up. Oh yeah, awesome. Clap for the newbies. Awesome. So I'm so happy that you're here, because this tool will really, if you let it, allow you to go in and see the many aspects of your life that you may not have examined in the past, that are affecting your habits, your beliefs, your emotional patterns, and what you're ultimately attracting in your life. And so I'm really happy that I get to share this for you all, because this is my pay it forward, because it's done so much for me in my own healing. And when I had some really big transformations in my life with tapping, I was just like, I just have to share this with others, because it's done so much goodness for me. So thank you for coming tonight. Let's give everyone a round of applause. Yay. Awesome. Okay, so how the night is going to run, I'm going to give you a little brief intro into what tapping is, how it works, where the points are on the body, and then we're going to fill out some questions. So everyone has a piece of paper. I'm going to ask you some questions about your love, your relationships, what you're looking for, what you're finding blocks with, and then that will be a script for you as we dive deeper into the tapping process. And then as we go into the tapping process, you can pull from some of your answers if you're looking for things. And then we'll tap. We'll also be working with some of the mirrors as well to do some inner work. We'll also do some group work as well, and we'll do a little bit of a dance party at the end. Who wants to do that? Yeah. So the reason why we do the dance party, and the reason why I get everyone shaking their ass, is because we want to lift the energy. You know, when you get in a funk, you're like, I don't want to go anywhere. I don't want to see anybody. I'm staying here. Who's done that before? Oh yeah, I've done it before, right? It's because it's like that repetitive loop in your mind, and then someone randomly comes over, or like you jump in a cold lake or something, and something shifts in your energy, and you're like, oh wow, I feel better, and I'm seeing the situation differently now, because you had a shift in consciousness. And so when I ask you to dance, it's to lift the energy, shake it off, shift the consciousness, and then get the insight. And so that's part of the rewiring of the brain. And so when you work with tapping, there's 3 areas that we're going to work on: body, mind, and spirit. So the physical body. Who has ever had acupuncture? Oh, cool. All right. So meridians. You'll see this lovely lady here. We'll call her Jessica tonight. And she has a beautiful garment of energy lines wrapping around her body. And on these energy lines are meridians. These meridians have points on them, and when you place a needle in that point, it basically starts to clear out stagnation along that line. And so in acupuncture, they'll put the needles. In acupressure, they'll press on points. In tapping, we're going to be tapping on some of these points. So I will pass her around. She doesn't mind a little grope because it is the love night, but gentle. And so when we're tapping on these points, we're clearing out the charge. And what makes tapping so powerful is not only are we going to just tap on the points, we're going to draw up all of this emotion, all of this negativity, all of this trigger, and the system, the body starts to feel really triggered, really uncomfortable. Like, you know, when you think about something that you don't like, you kind of feel triggered, right? Your physical body gets uncomfortable. So we're bringing that to the surface of the nervous system. Then we're tapping on the points. We're clearing it out of the nervous system, clearing it out of the physical memory in the cells by breathing through it. And then we bring in this amazing solvent, which is the spiritual solvent of love and compassion and empathy and forgiveness. And when we start to bring all of those yummy feelings to the fear, what do you think happens? Anyone? Yes, the fear starts to break down because it's getting met by love. It's getting met by empathy. So fear starts to dissolve because it's actually getting what it wants. When we were children, we just weren't taught that fear needs love. We were taught that it's wrong to be fearful, that you should hide it, you should put on a pretty face, and that you should just pretend that it's not an issue. And then we've all done that for so many years until one day it's like, "Bah!" You know, it just like bursts out of you, anger, rage, upset, sadness, grief. And it like comes over you like, whoa. It's because we've been pushing it down for so long. And so in tapping, we're welcoming it to the surface. We're allowing ourselves to feel it, permission to feel whatever is there. And then we're tapping, we're breathing, and we're rewiring ourselves through that. And then what happens inside the brain is we've got patterns that are going back and forth, neural pathways that have beliefs and emotions and habits and that relate to physical postures, and all of this stuff is all hooked up in the brain. And when we start to open up some of these files in the brain, like the fear file around relationships or fear of rejection, not being good enough, we open that file up, and that file has all these other connections that get triggered when the file is triggered. So it's like someone says something to you, the file gets opened up, all the emotions connected to it start to fire, and they start to create perceptions and emotions and all of that stuff, and thoughts and beliefs. And so what we do, we go into those files in the brain, in the neural pathways, and we say, what is it? Let's feel it. Let's give it love. And when we start to give it love, what they've seen is you've got two sides, two synapses that holds on a particular thought form or a particular habit. And when we go into that, and it's a fear-based one, we give it love and empathy and forgiveness. There's these little protein bonds inside that are gripping it together. The protein bonds have been seen to melt, and so the synapses opens up, and then you can reroute your beliefs, choose a new way of seeing reality. And that's what rewiring the brain is. And so that's what we're doing in tapping when we're talking about the brain and how we're rewiring it. So you got the body, you got the mind, and you got the spirit through the love. And that's why really it goes quantum, because you're working on so many different levels. It's not just working on the physical, you're working on it all. And then something that happens, which can kind of be a little funny, a little silly, a little uncomfortable, is off-gassing. So you may start burping, you may start yawning, crying, hiccuping, farting. All sorts of things start to happen when you process really quickly. And so just let your body go through it, let your body just relax, so that it can move the energy at a more rapid pace. We're so taught to just hold these positions in our life as we walk, as we talk, and it's all locked into different ways. And so tapping starts to clear all of that up, and things start to happen. So if you feel that, just understand that that is a very natural part to the process. Sound good, guys? Awesome. So one thing that we always do with a class is we do an oath together. And this oath is to say, like, hey, we're all strangers, and I might hear what you said and you might hear what I said, and it could be uncomfortable, but we're going to create a container right now that says we give ourselves permission to be fully free, to say what we need to say, and it doesn't leave the room. Do you guys want to do that? Yeah? Okay, cool. Raise your hand and just repeating after me. I give myself permission to be courageous and to have my own experience here tonight. And I also choose to honor everyone else's experience. And I promise not to go up to anyone afterwards and say, I heard what you said. Let me be your love guru. Unless they ask me first. Okay, awesome. Yay! Awesome. Cool. Great. So I'm going to ask you guys some questions, and you will write down your answers on the piece of paper. But before we do that, I want to just help you guys get a little bit clear on what you're going to be working on and what you're wanting to attract first. Okay? So let's just close our eyes to start with, and just have your paper nearby, because when you come out of the meditation, you'll want to write some things down. So just close your eyes right now. And just feel your sit bones grounding into the floor, feeling the earth as it gently holds you. Feeling yourself just arrive in the space. Arriving home to yourself. And the intention right now to discover a new way of relating to love, a new way of seeing love, a new way of being love. We're going to do just a short breath, which is the breath of fire. So just raise your hands up to the sky. Press your top fingers into the top part of the palms and have the thumbs pointing towards the center. And we're going to move into a breath. At the end of the breath, I'm going to ask you to hold your breath out. And as you hold your breath out, I'm going to ask you to bring your navel in towards the spine and gently lift your perineum up so the energy starts to cycle up to the third eye. And that's where we start to get our wisdom, our insights, our truth. And the breath that we're going to do is the breath of fire. So just as a little practice, everyone stick your tongue out of your mouth like this and just pant like a dog. Awesome. You look so cute. All right, so just close your mouth now, and we're going to do the same breath but through your nose. Your arms might start to feel heavy, but just allow yourself to get through it. It's got to be like 2 minutes. I'm not going to kill you. It may make you stronger. You guys ready? Okay, and go. Beautiful. Keep going. We're going to do 2 minutes of this. And as you do this, I want you to tune into all of those things that have been blocking you in your life towards love. I want you to feel all of those blocks, all of those places where you've been resistant. Feel yourself just bringing heat to them right now. Breathing and pumping the belly in towards the spine as you do this breath. Keeping those arms erect. You've only got 2 minutes, minute and a half now. You can do it. This is the furnace to throw away the doubt. Keep going. Keep the breath moving. Good work. Keep going there. We're clearing out the limitations right now. This is an auric cleanser, this particular pranayama. 15 more seconds here. And inhale and exhale. Join the thumbs together, stretch the fingers wide, keep the breath held out, lift the perineum, bring the navel towards the spine, bring your awareness between the brows. Sit there for a moment without the breath moving. Feeling the energy circulate up. Inhale slowly. Hold the breath. And then exhale by blowing it out of your mouth and touching the earth on either side of your body. Placing your hands up towards the sky on your knees, closing your eyes. Tuning into a simple thought right now. A simple thought. I open my heart to. What are you opening your heart to in your life? What are you inviting in? What do you want to create? And now imagining a bubble around you right now. This bubble is protecting you through the whole event. A golden bubble that wraps itself around you. This is your practice. This is your space. No one else's energy can come into your space as you do your own process work tonight. Feel that ball around you so that nothing distracts or pulls you away, that you get to dive in deep. And as you feel that answer, I open my heart to, I want you to write down on your piece of paper for question number 1, what do you want to open your heart to? What do you want to experience? And now let's be honest with ourselves. The next few questions are about radical honesty so that we can work on that stuff. What are the emotions that arise when you feel like that goal is blocked? When you feel like that goal doesn't exist or it's too hard to get that goal? What types of emotions come up for you? Sadness, grief, anger, resentment, pain, self-pity, hurt, blame, shame, hatred, fear, resentment, bitterness. What are some of those emotions that come up for you when it feels like those are out of reach or it's been taken away from you or that it's just impossible? Helplessness. What are some of the limiting thoughts that arise in your mind when you feel blocked towards this goal? What are some of those thoughts? I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy. I'm not ready. They're not ready. I can't do it. It's too hard. What if they laugh at me? I'm afraid. It'll never work out. Why should I try? I'm not good enough. My needs don't matter. What are some of those limiting thoughts that arise for you when it comes to what you want to create in your relationships? I want you to tune into that right now. Writing down any thoughts that arise for you. And I want you to feel into the challenge of it that arises when you're feeling blocked. What is the texture of it, if it had a texture? Would it be hard? Would it be prickly? Would it be oozing? Would it be metallic? What would the texture be of it if it had a texture? Because energetically we feel emotions, and emotions have textures, thoughts have textures in the energy field. And so this is another way to tune into it. Next question is, what color would it be if it had a color? Black, grey, green, yellow, puke color. What would it be? What would the color be? Next question, and this is how we go a little bit deeper. What was your earliest memory of feeling a similar way about this type of thing that you wanted, about love, about connection, about having your heart and your needs met, about union. What's the earliest memory you can remember feeling a similar way? Because what happens, like I was mentioning, is we repeat cycles. Something happens much earlier on in our life, and then we just repeat that pattern. We just look for people where we attract similar people to what we experienced earlier on. So it might be a really earlier relationship, or it might be a relationship that you had with your mother or father, or it might be how you watched your mother and father do something made you feel a certain way. And whatever comes up for you as your earliest memory, just write that down. And what you may find in the tapping session, that this memory may come up or other memories might come up, but this will be a guiding post for you. Next question is, who in your earlier childhood life had similar struggles with getting this kind of love? Because we're replicating models. When we're between 0 and 6, we're in a semi-hypnotic state. And so what we see in front of us is it's like a TV, but we're a sponge. And so we're soaking it in, and then we believe that to be reality. So a lot of the time we pick up traits from those who influenced us earlier in life. And so who in your earlier childhood life also struggled in a similar way to get that which you were wanting? And when you think about that earlier memory of whatever happened, who was involved in that earlier memory as well? Next question is, what does your culture say about getting what you want? What are the beliefs that the culture is always telling you? What is the media saying? What do the religions say? We are so impregnated with so many beliefs around relationships that we often don't even question what we believe to be true or what it should look like. You should be married by this age. Women shouldn't work. All of these things are like things that are just in the system that we believe. Or that it's meant to be monogamous, or that it should look that way and they should be that way. And if they're not, then there's something wrong with it. It's like all of these things are just because of what we've been taught. So what does the culture say about it all? And then on a scale of 0 to 10, 10 being like it's so intense, I feel like crying right now, 0 being, yay, I'm free, I'm a love bunny. Where are you in the intensity? 0 to 10. How intense is it? And then last question, which is similar to question number 1, but it's more about what's physically happening. What would be happening physically if you could get what you wanted in number 1? What would be physically taking place? Alrighty. If you didn't get everything down, it's fine. We're going to dive deeper in the session. I'm going to show you guys the points now, and then we're going to dive right in, okay? So these are just the points before we go into the process. So you may start just off-gassing straight away because I just stirred a lot of stuff up, but just massaging underneath the collarbone right here. Beautiful. This is the emotional well. This is where we store a lot of our emotion, and we like to start here just to get in touch with what we're feeling. And then we tap the center of the chest, All of these points are the meridian points I was telling you about. Tapping between the brows, tapping the temples. Everyone take a big deep breath and release a sigh. Ah, good. Tapping the cheeks, tapping underneath the nose, tapping underneath the lips. Beautiful. Center of the chest again, front of the ribs, side of the ribs, and then you can do either wrist all the way across. And so you're going to do a karate chop. Tap the top edge of the thumb where the nail juts out the most. The next finger where the nail juts out the most. Middle finger. And then the ring finger is the one that's on the opposite side. So it's the only one that's on the opposite side of the finger where the nail juts out the most. Little finger closest to you again. Beautiful. Side of the hand. Great. This one's always good for stubbornness. Who's stubborn sometimes? Oh yeah, I'm very stubborn. But sometimes it's good, right? Hey, stubbornness is good. When you're stubborn about something that's important. Like going to the gym or juicing every day or something. All right, tapping the top of the head. Around the back of the head. And then we just make our way around again. So there are all the points. I'm going to guide you through it. Make sense, guys? Awesome. All right, so let's just take a moment now. I want you to tune into everything that you just wrote down about what you want and how you're struggling with it and how it's hard and how you don't know how it's going to happen or what you're going to do and all that stuff. And I want you to massage underneath the collarbone right here. I want you to tune into that challenge right now and the struggle, because part of tapping is really allowing yourself to feel all of that awkwardness. And I just give you guys a little advice. If you're feeling really triggered in the middle of this and you're like, who is this random lady? It's not working. I'm so angry. I'm getting out of here. If you leave in the middle, you're going to be very triggered and you'll probably attract something really intense out there because you'll be having so much. So just allow me to get you through it. The middle will be the hardest, and then we'll get over that little hump and you guys are going to feel much better. So just trust the process. All right, so repeating after me. So with tapping, I'll say something and you will repeat. And then if it doesn't sound completely accurate and you feel sad and I say angry, then you just change the word to match your story. If you don't know what you feel, just give the word a try. You can't drill in negativity any deeper, but what can happen is I can prod and poke you, and if something comes out that's intense, it's actually a gift, because then we get to bring love to it. So just trust the process. If you feel something different, change the word. If you don't know, it's likely that you're numb, which happens a lot because it's so deep and old. So just give the word a go anyway if you don't know what you feel. All right? Awesome. So just tuning into the issue, tuning into the challenge, tuning into how hard it's been. Take a deep breath and release a big sigh. Good. Tapping the center of the chest and repeating after me. Even though I've been struggling with love and relationships. Tapping between the brows. I've been struggling by, and just say how you've been struggling. Tapping the temples. I've been struggling by, say it again. Tapping the cheeks. I've been struggling by. Tapping underneath the nose, and it makes me feel, what is the most intense emotion that you feel when you struggle with it? It makes me feel. Tapping underneath the lips. I feel really, and name what you feel. When I struggle with, and name what it is you're struggling with. And I don't know what to do about it. I feel stuck. It's so intense. I feel so resistant and scared. And I'm really stuck here. And it makes me feel, and name the top emotion that it makes you feel. It makes me feel, and it's totally understandable. I feel that. So just let yourself feel what you've been feeling. Let yourself have it right now. Just feel that. Lean into what that feels like. Take a big deep breath and release a big sigh. Good. Tapping the center of the chest. It makes me feel, name it again. Tapping the front of the ribs. It makes me feel when what happens. When, and just name what happens. And I don't know how to fix this. And I don't know how tapping on my ribs is going to help. I love and accept myself anyway. Big deep breath, big sigh. Tapping the side of the ribs. It's possible my love can help. It's possible my love can help heal this. I really want to change this, but I don't know how. I'm open to letting my love try. I'm open to leaning into it and see if I can find some truth so that I can, and what do you want? So that I can get or so that I can create. I'm ready to look here now. Big deep breath, big sigh. Tapping the side of the wrist, even if it's really uncomfortable. Even if there's a whole lot of other people around me. I'm ready to solve this. I'm ready to change my life. I'm ready to experience more love and connection. And I don't care who sees me do it. I'm ready to really look now. Because I'm worthy of it. And I've been worthy this whole time. And I'm not waiting any longer. I'm ready to really look. Big deep breath, big sigh. Okay, tapping the side of the thumb. Are you guys ready to really look? Even if it's uncomfortable? Yeah? Try to figure it out? All right, so I want you to tune into your earliest memory that's coming up where you felt blocked around experiencing this kind of love that you desire, this kind of type of connection. And I want you just to close your eyes as you tap, and I want you to see it as if you're watching a movie right now. As if it's happening on the screen of your mind. And I want you to see where you are and what's happening in that time. And who else is involved. Tapping the next finger. It all started when, and just name when it started. And who was involved, and just name who was involved. And what was happening. I just want you to describe what was happening in that scene. Say it out loud. And that was really painful. Tapping the next finger, I started to judge myself. I started to question love. I started to question my ability to have that love. When what happened, when, and just name what it was. Tapping the opposite side of the next finger, and I've been questioning it ever since. I've been doubting myself ever since. And what was most painful was what? The most painful part was tapping the little finger. The most painful part was, and what did that feel like in your body when that happened? Did you collapse? Did your energy drop down? Did your shoulders get droopy? Did it feel heavy? What did it feel like in your body when that took place? Tapping the side of the hand. It felt like, just name what that felt like in that moment. It felt really, and name what it felt like. Tapping the top of the head. It felt really when what happened, just describe what happened. And I've been struggling ever since. Trying to protect myself, trying to prove myself, try to convince others, try to change the situation, feeling helpless, feeling stuck, ever since what happened, and just name what it is. And I want you to really lean into that feeling right now as if you're seeing the moment that it really hit you hard. And take a big, deep breath and release a big sigh. I forgive myself for how hard that was. It's understandable I got stuck here. I wasn't getting the love that I needed. I wasn't getting the support that I needed. And so I shut down, started to hide my heart, started to question my ability, my worthiness. I started believing. What did you start believing when that took place? I started believing, tapping between the brows, I started believing, tapping the temples, and I've been believing that ever since. Just feel what that belief feels like in your body, feels like in your emotions to hold that belief. All the relationships that you've ever taken that belief into, all of the connections, all of the possible opportunities that you took that belief into, and see all the people along that line that ever got to experience that belief in the background as you operated, as you shared, as you didn't share. See it through all of those relationships right now, how that has been echoing. Feel it for all of those times where it came up, where it triggered you, where it made you push them away, where it made you escape, where it made you doubt, where it made you hold back from love itself. Tune into all those times, all those relationships, all those people. Feel them right now. I want you to intensify how all of those felt by 50%. I want you to really allow yourself to feel the uncomfortability of that, of all of that shutdown, of all that protection. I want you to see what you did and how you behaved when you had that belief. Tune into what that belief was again. Intensify that whole feeling by 75%. Feel the emotions that come up when you have that belief. Intensify it by 100% now. Really lean into it. Let yourself have the uncomfortability of it right now, just for a moment. Because as we feel it, we can clear it. Lean into it. Really go there right now. Take a big, deep breath. Release a big sigh. I forgive myself for believing, and just say what you were believing. I just didn't know any better. Tapping underneath the nose, because those jerks didn't show me better. And I've been struggling just like them. I've been repeating what they taught me. It's possible they didn't get love as a child either. Tapping underneath the underneath the lips. It's possible they didn't get the love they needed. And so they didn't know how to show me the true love and support that I needed. And we've all been struggling. And it's understandable that I feel angry and shut down about this. It's understandable that I am blaming. Tapping the center of the chest. And I can hold on to blame and shame as long as I want. And I want you to tune into the blame and shame, whether it's towards yourself or whether it's towards that other person, for not giving you what you wanted, for not supporting you the way you needed, for not showing up the way that you wanted them to show up. I want you to tune in to the letdown, the regret, the pain, the shame, the blame. It's unfair. Why didn't they love me the way I needed to be loved? I deserved love, and I didn't get it. Just tune into that right now. The understanding that you just didn't get it. And take a big deep breath and release a big sigh. I'm open to forgiving myself for any blame that I put on myself around this. For thinking that I wasn't good enough. That there was something wrong with me. That I wasn't attractive enough or talented enough. Or what enough? What didn't you think you were enough of? Or I forgive myself for any way I put myself down. Tapping the front of the ribs. It's possible I've been enough this whole time. They just weren't able to receive me. Because they weren't received by others. They didn't know how to receive. Take a big deep breath, release a big sigh. But my love is worthy of being received. I am worthy of being received. Tapping the side of the ribs. And I forgive myself for thinking I wasn't good enough. And I can blame myself for as long as I want. And I can blame who for as long as I want. Who else is involved? And I never have to let go of my bitterness towards them. And it's understandable. They didn't treat me right. Tapping the side of the wrist. And I can hold on for the next 10 years if I want to. So let's do a little experiment right now, just so we know what we're signing up for. Tapping the side of the thumb. I want you to tune into your life 10 years from now if you still haven't forgiven yourself or the other person. If you're still kind of holding that bitterness like it's my fault or it's their fault in the back of your mind. I want you to tune into how that has affected your life 10 years from now. Who are you 10 years from now if you allow all of that regret and blame and shame still to be in the background? Continually pointing the finger either at yourself or at someone else. For why love didn't express itself the way you needed it to. Tune into your life 20 years from now, tapping the next finger. If you don't let go of this for 20 years, What have you created or what haven't you created? 20 years from now, who are you 20 years from now if you still hold on to this? Tapping the middle finger. 60 years from now, pretty much your whole life, right? Still holding on to whatever story you have around not being good enough or it's their fault. Continually projecting that through your life. Never taking a break from that. Always holding on to it. Always limiting yourself with that. Now I want you to see in your dying day, tapping the next finger, all of that blame, all of that shame, all of that regret, all of that why me, all of that I'm not good enough, they're not good enough, it didn't work, all of that. Feel into it, your dying day, the bitterness in your being that you just didn't surrender to love. You always had an excuse. You always defended. You always said no. You always said I wasn't good enough. They're not good enough. I can't do it. I'm not ready. Tune into that on your dying day. What did you do in your life? Who's around you on your dying day, on your last breath? What types of relationships did you have or did you not have? On your dying day, if you hold on to all of that bitterness, all of that contraction, all of that, I'm not letting love through because I can't or I'm not ready or they're not ready, I'm just going to block love. On your dying day, tapping the little finger, I want you to tune into that right now. You're coming up to your last breath. I'm not going to let go. It's all their fault. I'm not going to let love through, not even now. Why would I resist? Tune into that resistance. And then take a big deep breath and release a big sigh. Tapping the side of the hand. But I want to let this go. I want to let my resistance towards what go? I want to let go of my resistance towards all of this resistance that I've been carrying. Towards what? It's been zapping my life force. It's been distracting my mind. It's been taking me out of my heart. All of this resistance towards what? Tapping the top of the head when all I really want is love. All I really want is love. And I'm done with hiding from it. I'm done with thinking I'm not good enough. I'm done with shutting down. I just want to experience love. And I'm ready to let go of this contraction now. So that love can come through me. I'm ready to let go of this contraction towards, and name what it is. So love can come through me. I'm ready to have love. I'm ready to have love. Are you guys ready to have love? Beautiful. I want you to see that earlier memory where you felt trapped, you felt isolated, you felt the lack of love, where you felt the pain. I want you to tune into that memory right now. And I want you to see the person involved or the people involved. And I want you to see that moment where you were shut down and held yourself back and started believing that you weren't worthy anymore. I want you to see that memory right now. And I want you to now, in that memory, as that earlier version of yourself, look up. And I want you to see in the corner of the frame your higher self looking at you with loving eyes. And I want you to see that higher self, seeing what you're going through. And I want you, as your higher self, to start walking over there, walking over to your younger self. And I want you to see your higher self with all their love, all their compassion, pick you up in their arms, holding you in the love you needed in that moment, holding you deeply in their arms, in compassion, in understanding, in forgiveness for all the struggle you were going through. And I want you to see your higher self as you look into their eyes right now. Feel that love. Take a big deep breath and release a big sigh. Take another big deep breath and release a big sigh. Tapping between the brows. And I want you to see your higher self looking at your younger self right now. And your higher self has something to say to you. What does your higher self want to say to your earlier self? My higher self is saying, say it out loud. And now pick up the mirror. And I want you to look into your eyes right now. And I want you to connect to your higher self right now. That beautiful, loving, vibrant, wise, compassionate self looking at you in all of their presence, looking at you in the struggle you went through. And I want you to tap on your chest. And I want you to say the message to yourself now. Say it to yourself in the mirror. I'm saying, and say what it is. And I'm hearing, and say what it is once more. I'm hearing, and say what it is. And I'm ready to hear it. Because it's been a long time. And I'm worthy of hearing this. And I'm worthy of it. Take a big deep breath and release a big sigh. Tapping the front of the ribs. Close your eyes right now. And as you see into that picture, you've got your higher self with you that's holding you in their embrace. And now I want you to see in the corner of the frame a really dear friend of yours. Someone who has loved you so powerfully in your life. It could be an angel or it could be someone you know. Someone who has always seen you and witnessed you and reminded you of who you really are. I want you to see that person. Big smile, looking at you, little chuckle, because they're saying, oh, you again, you and your doubts. And I want you to see that friend now walk over to you and your higher self. And I want you to see that friend give both of you a great big bear hug. And I want you to feel that bear hug from that person or that angel that loves you so much. And I want you to feel that hug that says, I've got you. I'm there for you. And I see you and respect you because I know you. And I want you to see that, feel that, receive that. Take a big deep breath and release a big sigh. Tapping the front of the ribs. And what does your friend want to say to you now? My friend is saying, and say what your friend is saying. And it's possible I can believe this now. Tapping the side of the ribs. My friend is saying, and my higher self is saying, and I'm ready to receive it. Tapping the side of the wrist, and I forgive myself for struggling with receiving this because it's really big. So tune into any struggle you're having around fully receiving this message. Take a big deep breath, release a big sigh. Tapping the side of the thumb. I forgive myself for struggling to receive the message. Because it's a big message. But I really want to receive it. It's time to receive this message. This message from my friend. And who's your friend? Just name them out loud. Oh, I love this friend. And I'm ready to receive their message. And their message is what? Name what it is. Take a big deep breath, release a big sigh. It's possible, it's easier than I think. Tapping the next finger. I can do this. I'm worthy of this love. And then I want you to see this big love bubble that you have around you right now. You got your higher self, you got your best friend, you're in this big yummy hug. And then I want you to look over to the person that created this pain for you. And I want you to see the static in their field, the pain in their field, the hardness in their field. And I want you to recognize their pain. Take a big deep breath and release a big sigh. I'm open to forgiving. And just name the person now. Take a big deep breath, release a big sigh. This person, just name who it is, that created so much struggle for me, was struggling themselves. This person, name who it is, was in deep pain themselves. And they wanted love as well. But they didn't know how to get it. Tapping the little finger. Who didn't know how to get it? Name their name. Because no one gave it to them. Who didn't give it to them in their life? And they have been struggling the same way I've been struggling. It doesn't make it right what happened. But I'm ready to let it go now. I'm ready to let the universe figure it out. Tapping the side of the hand, take a big deep breath, release a big sigh. I'm ready to let the universe figure it out. It doesn't make it right what happened. It just means I'm letting go of this psychic tug-of-war between me and just name the person or the people. Tapping the top of the head, I want you to feel that psychic tug-of-war, because anything that's going on in the background, any resentment, any blame, any shame, any bitterness, any sadness that you hold between you and that person is sucking your life force. So you have this psychic tug-of-war in the background that pulls you back and forth with your thoughts and your emotions. And then you take all of that and you put it on the next relationship. And then that pulls you back and forth. All of those thoughts and those emotions. I can't keep a hold of it in my mind anymore. It's overwhelming. The psychic tug-of-war. So I want you to tune into anyone, including yourself, that you have this psychic tug-of-war happening between. And I want you to feel the pull and the push and the pull that's going on in your thoughts, that's going on in you trying to figure out and trying to blame them or trying to find the solution, which is all just taking you away from love. The psychic tug-of-war, the thoughts that go on cycle, they take you away from love. And so tune into that, all of that repetition. I want you to feel what the repetition feels like right now. Lean into the repetition of like, I gotta figure this out, I can't get over this, I'm really angry, what am I gonna do? How can I figure this out? There's no figuring out. There's just love. So tune into that cycle in your brain. Feel how uncomfortable that is. Tapping between your brows. Feel how it shows up in your life. How it affects your relationships, your union, your intimacy. Intensify it by 50%. Get uncomfortable just for a moment. Intensify it by 75%. Tapping the temples, intensify that uncomfortable psychic tug-of-war by 100%. Really uncomfortable. Take a big deep breath and release a big sigh. Tapping the cheeks, I'm letting go of the psychic tug-of-war. And I'm letting love rise inside of me. I'm letting go of the psychic tug-of-war. And I'm letting love rise inside of me. Tapping underneath the nose. This could be more enjoyable than I think. Because I'm done with trying to prove myself. I'm done with trying to convince others. I'm done with shrinking and hiding. I'm done with blaming and shaming. I just want to let love rise inside of me. And I'm ready to do it. No matter what excuses I've had. I want you to tune into your excuse now. What is your excuse? My excuse has been... What excuse are you using that blocks the flow of love into your life? Because so often we think that love has to be given to us, but the moment we let it rise and come out of us is the moment it comes back. What is your excuse for blocking the rising force of love in your being? Tapping the center of the chest, my excuse has been And who else's excuse was that? Who told you that excuse? Who else had that excuse earlier on in your life? Just name the person who else had that excuse. This excuse is outdated. It doesn't even belong to me. I'm letting go of the excuse, and name what it is. That who taught you? Tapping the front of the ribs, and who taught them that excuse? And I want you to see back through all the generations now, that excuse rippling forward through the family line, that excuse. And each individual, each human being picking it up and owning it as their own. But see the current through the history of your family line. And how that excuse has blocked the flow of love to be expressed. Do you guys want to clear this for your whole family line right now? Do you want to be done with this and change this for the future generations? Do you want to say, this is no longer an excuse? I am love. So I want you to tune into the excuse. And I want you to see the person who taught you that excuse. I want you to tap on your ribs. And I want you to feel that excuse, you feeling it and them feeling it at the same time right now. Tapping the wrist. And I want you to now see the person that gave them that excuse. Feel what that excuse feels like. What's the texture of it? What's the density of it? What's the color of it? How does it feel in your body? How uncomfortable is it? Lean into it. Now feel it for the person who gave it to you. Magnify it, feeling it for them and you. Now feel it for the person that gave it to them, and the person that gave it to them, and the person that gave it to them, and feel it all the way back. Feel the heaviness and the weight of it as that energy has passed through time. It's now outdated. It's not yours. Feel it for everyone right now, and then take a big deep breath and release a big sigh. I'm ready to let this go. I'm ready to let this go. And I'm doing it for the past. And I'm doing it for the future. I'm doing it for the future generations. I'm doing it for planet Earth. I'm doing it for all humans. I'm ready to let go of and name what it is. Oh yeah, you better believe it. I'm letting go of. Tapping the thumb, I'm letting go of. It's not mine. It doesn't belong to me. And I'm letting it go now. Even though it really wants to hold on. I'm ready to let it go. Are you guys ready? You ready? For everyone, right? It stops here. All right, I want you to feel its claws. It doesn't want to go. It wants to consume your identity. Tune into that right now. Feel the grasping of this belief that this is who I am. This is who I am. I'm not going to let this go. I need this to protect myself. What happens when you hold on to this? Does it really protect you guys? Or does it actually attract more of what you don't want? Does all of this holding on and grasping to these old patterns, are they serving your life? Or are they taking you further away from love? It's time. Repeating after me. It's time. I'm ready. I'm going to let this go now. even though I'm a little scared, because I don't know who I'll be without it, and I don't know if I'll be safe without it. But it's possible anything is better than this. Is that true, guys? Right? I can let this go now. And I can always come back here if it doesn't work out. I know what this feels like. And I can always come back here if it doesn't turn out on the other side. But I have a feeling it'll feel better if I let it go. Okay, great. Tune into the claws, tune into the intensity, tapping the top of the head. Feel it right now. I want you to intensify it. This is its last hurrah in your identity right now. It's been such a dear friend trying to protect you. So let's just really let it express itself fully right now. I want you to tune into the feeling of I'm not going to let go of, and what aren't you going to let go of? Tune into it. Feel it right now. Feel the intensity of grasping of I'm not going to let go of what? Tune into what it is for you. I'm trying to protect myself here. I'm not going to let go. Intensify it by 75%. Really grasp. I'm not letting go. I'm scared to let go. It's not fair. I don't believe I can let go. It's who I am. It's my protection. Tune into that. Intensify it by 100%. Really let yourself feel it. And then take a big, deep breath and release a big sigh. I can be free of this. And what would your life look like if you were to actually let go of it fully? My life would, and just name what it is. And I would be able to create. What would you be able to create? That could be really fun, tapping between the brows. I could really enjoy this. I'm ready to do this. Tapping the cheeks, even though it's really new. And I haven't really done it before. It's possible, it's going to feel amazing. I could, and what could you do? I could. Wow. And what would that feel like? It would feel like if you could do that. Tapping underneath the nose. I would feel really, and name what it is. If I could, and name what it is. Tapping underneath the lips, and that's what I really want. That's who I really am. I am what? Name what you really are. I am, name what it is. That's who I really am. I am, just name it again. And I'm ready to own this. And I want you to now close your eyes for the first part of this experience. And as you close your eyes, I want you to feel into what you just said you are. I want you to feel into the energy of what you just said you are. And I want you to feel what that feels like in your body when you are that. What does it feel like in your chest? What's the texture of it? When you are that, see yourself as that right now. And now I want you just to open your eyes and look into the other person as you hold any thoughts that try to creep in that say, you are not that. And come back to it again, because you are it. Notice those thoughts. They are not yours. They come from time and space. You come from the infinite. And you will not abide by time and space. You are the infinite. And the infinite is love. Take a big deep breath and release a big sigh. Taking one hand and holding the other to the other person and tapping on your chest right now as you look into their eyes, tapping on your own chest. That's level 2. And repeating after me. I am, and name what you said you were. Even when what happens, what's your worst nightmare? Even when what happens, I am, and these people are holding you accountable right now. I am, name what it is. Even when, what is your worst nightmare? Take a big deep breath and release a big sigh. I can allow this kind of intimacy. I am ready for this kind of intimacy. I am ready to be seen. I deserve to be seen and recognized and loved. Take a big deep breath, release a big sigh. Now I want you to give that person a heart hug, and I want you to hold that hug for a moment until it feels uncomfortable. Take a big deep breath as you hug and release a big sigh. To someone else around the room, someone else you don't know, and I want you to hold their hands as well. And I want you to take a big deep breath as you look in their eyes. And saying out loud, I'm ready for intimacy. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, I'm ready. Are you ready? All right, just to make it a little bit more uncomfortable, right? I want you to look into their eyes, and I want you to see them
came through the window
beyond time and space. I want you to see them as
straight
love.
from the sun above.
Because that's who we really are.
So inside.
And so often we look at people and we put a label on them. And when we label, we stop the love. But when we see them as love, love comes through. When we recognize them as love, they become love. When we judge them, they become our judgment.
Out of wit.
The power of our projection is creating our reality.
For one like me.
Tapping the center of your chest, holding one of the hands. I'm ready to see through love.
A little more.
I'm ready to see the truth.
Love when.
Love is the truth. Love is the truth.
until it reached
And I'm ready to see through love.
open door.
Take a big deep breath, release a big sigh.
Love itself,
Ah.
love itself.
And now I want you to give him a big hug. See if this hug feels more comfortable than the last. Take a big deep breath and release a
All
big
busy
sigh.
in the sunlight.
Ah. And now I want you to take their hand as if you're walking in a romantic walk on the beach with them.
And I was tumbled.
Who got the lucky partner? And I want you to imagine yourself walking side by side with
I'll try
love.
to say
And how does it feel to walk side by side with love?
went on and on.
And now as you walk with that person's hand, I want you to do your best to imagine them just as love and not a human being.
Love itself,
That you're just walking with love. You're walking with love. And now I want you to all to
Then I came
stroll
back
into the center of the
where
room.
I'd been.
And I want you to touch shoulders with everyone
My
else.
room looked the same,
And I want there to be no space in the center of the circle.
but there was nothing left between.
And I want you to open up your arms wide and wrap your arms around someone.
All busy in the sunlight,
And I want you to just gently rock, rocking in
the
love.
flecks did float and dance,
Everyone take a deep breath. I know it's intense.
and I was tumbled up with them. Informed
Take another big deep breath. Release another big sigh.
I'll try to say
Feeling the love of the collective now. Surrendering into the love. Feel any resistance to receiving love right now. Take a deep breath into that resistance and release a big sigh.
Open door.
Take another deep breath into the resistance.
Love itself was gone.
One last big deep breath. Inhale. Just resting your head on someone now. See how comfortable you can get. Just feel right now into any struggle that you've ever had with relationships, any struggle that you've ever had with intimacy. And feel yourself being held right now for all those times. Let yourself be held. For all the times that you didn't get the support, all those times you felt isolated, all the times where you struggled alone, feeling isolated in your own world. Feel those right now. And now feel the love holding you. Take a big deep breath and release a big sigh. And repeating after me, I'm ready to receive love. Love wants to be given to me. I'm ready to receive love. I'm worthy of this kind of love. even though sometimes it's awkward, it's possible love wants to come through. Even now. Take a deep breath in, release a big sigh. Feel into your life right now. Feel into what's happening in your life right now. Any relationships you have in your life, any personal dynamics, anything that you're looking for, anything that you have been feeling that's lost. Feel into the substance of your life. And now feel the substance of the love of this group. And feel the substance of this love pouring into your life. Pouring into your life. Pouring into your life. Take a big deep breath, release a big sigh. Feeling the gratitude for love. The gratitude where love is available in any moment. And it's in you and it's in everyone. Take a big deep breath. Release a sigh. And as you feel this field of love, tune into any message that this field of love wants to share with you right now. Tune into your own unique gift from this field. What is your gift that you take out into the world about love, about relationships, about connection, about intimacy, about vulnerability, about authenticity, about openness, about consideration, about compassion, about forgiveness, about being true to you, about loving you and knowing that you're perfect as you are. You guys didn't know you were going to get a cuddle puddle like this, did you? See if you can just relax wherever you are. And just feel into the group right now. So yummy. And feel the love that you just created with this group. Feel how there's a wellspring of energy that's just overflowing in the field right now from what you've co-created. And just feel that right now. Feel into all of that energy just soaking in the field. Placing one hand on your belly, one hand on your heart. And having a little chuckle if you need to have a chuckle. Love makes us laugh. It does make us laugh. It's the best thing. Just feeling gratitude for the group and gratitude for your contribution of love to the group. And how your love is part of what makes it so powerful. And that your love is a necessary piece in making it so abundant. Feel into the love that you are. The love that is your life. The love that you seek to express so beautifully in your life. Your life. Devoted to this love because it's who you are. go of all those games that don't serve and just letting the love come through. Knowing that love is the ultimate provider. Knowing that love is the ultimate healer. Knowing that love is your resting place. Love is who you are. Love is what you belong to. And there's so much of it. And just imagine yourself now giving that love to all the people in your life, unconditionally, without expectation, without needing anything in return. Just letting it pour out of you because it feels so good. Take a deep breath in and release a sigh. Seeing that love in your life now overflowing, knowing that all you need is love. All you need is love. And you have it already. And with it, you can make it multiply. With it, you can transform any situation. With it, you can remind others of it.
There is so much magnificence.
With it, you are always there. Taking another deep breath in, release a sigh. Nothing to do except letting it flow. Nothing to figure out in your mind. Just dropping into the heart and trusting that love will guide you.
Waves are coming in. Waves are coming in.
Take another big deep breath and release a sigh.
There is so much magnificence.
And just feel yourself flowing with gratitude
Near the ocean.
for all that you journeyed with tonight, all that you discovered.
Waves are coming in. Waves are coming in.
Tuning into the gifts now as you take them forward. Knowing that you have this. This is your love.